Hey guys, welcome back to Bruno from the BTNHD, and yes, our last video together building our VR system ready under $800. Today, like I promised, we're going to install our hard drive. I have a Dell Enterprise Class 500 gig hard drive. This is going to be my primary hard drive to install Windows operating system. And then later on, guys, I'm going to insert or purchase a solid state drive, most likely a gaming performing solid state drive, so I can insert it and start installing all my games into that. So I have great read and write speed when I'm playing my video games, such as League of Legends or Overwatch, which I'm super excited. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so what I have so far laid out on my table. So I have a couple ties. I have my ESD strap, which I'm gonna hook myself up. Cooler Master hooks you up with a bunch of rails for your solid state drive as well as SATA drives. These rails actually came with the Cooler Master HAF 912 computer box. Awesome. When you purchase the Gigabyte Z170X UD3 motherboard, it provides you with SATA cables, so it's awesome. It provides you with two flavors. One cable is just straight ports, and on the other cable, the ends have one straight and the other one has L shape. So it really depends on how you're going to be configuring it. And our hard drive, and I got a Phillips screwdriver. So I'm going to hook myself up with my ESD. There we go, and I'm just gonna clamp it somewhere around here. Awesome, cool. So what I did so far is I plugged in the power cable. Make sure that you're plugging in the power cable for the solid state drive that fits the ports. Okay, so this cable, I'm actually gonna feed it at the back panel, because again, we're trying to do a little bit of cable management. We want all the cables to be nice and clean, not crisscrossing around inside the box, right? And the rails, a lot of people would normally put the rails going this way, okay? This way, okay? It's real easy to put them in, just insert them in the slot. Now, I don't want to put the hard drive this way because the cable is going to be running inside the box. We don't want that. So what I'm going to do is switch the rails the other way and then insert the back part of the hard drive first. So we're going to insert this first. See, nice and clean, right? The ports are not going to be running inside. The ports are going to be running at the back side. So that's awesome. So I'm actually going to use the one that has both straight edge ends. Awesome. And one end actually goes inside the motherboard, which is right here on this panel right here, okay? So I'm gonna go in the back. All right, so I just inserted one of the SATA cables inside the SATA port right here on the Z170. And then I'm gonna run the cable on the back. And then we have the power cable, which is the power cable is right here. It's gonna be plugged on the other port of the hard drive. Awesome, and then the next thing that we need to do is just take these ties and do a little bit of cleanup in the back, and then we're good to go to boot up and then configure the BIOS and then install the operating system. All right, guys, so I hooked the machine up, our VR system, our VR ready system under $800. Hooked up the HDMI using our graphics processor that we inserted together to the TV right behind me. Right now it's saying missing operating system. It's missing an operating system because we didn't install one. So I have a flash drive right here, a bootable flash drive. Hopefully you guys are subscribed and tune into a lot of my videos because I show you guys how to create one of these. So what I'm gonna do right now is do a Control-Alt-Delete to reboot the system, and I am going to hit delete so I could get into the BIOS setting, okay? F9 is for the system information, F12 is for the boot menu, which most likely that's what we're gonna get into the boot menu because I wanna boot into the flash drive. And I'm actually gonna insert the flash drive right now in the front panel of the computer. So right now, the Gigabyte Z170X UD3 has a lot of options. I can't tell you which one would be best for you guys. Right now, I am going to get into System information right here. System information basically tells you that it is the Z170X UD3 that we are doing. The model name is F2. Definitely have to update the BIOS. Make sure that you guys go to the whatever site of motherboard model that you're dealing. If you're dealing with Gigabyte, MSI, go to that site and get the latest and greatest BIOS. All right. Once you install the operating system, the first thing you need to do is update your BIOS, update Windows, update your graphics processor. You need to update the system to the point that it has all the latest and greatest updates for all the parts, right? System date, system time, make sure that stuff is correct. If that stuff is not correct, fix it. If you fix it and all of a sudden that the system date and the time changes every time you reboot, that means we need to replace the CMOS chip. All right, or the battery. So we have SATA configuration right here. It looks like it reads it. Awesome, it reads our 500 gig hard drive, which is also a plus for us, definitely. I'm happy about that. So what I'm gonna do right now is the F10 save and exit. And I'm gonna hit yes on this. Again, there's a lot of options, but I'm just doing the basic. And I'm going to do a F12, I believe, to get into the boot menu, and hopefully it picks up the flash drive that's inside of the box in the front panel. So F12, click F12. All right, it's getting into it. Awesome, cool, great. So our WDC, which is actually our 500 gig hard drive, I am not gonna boot into that because there's nothing in it. We have our SanDisk Cruiser, which is the guy that I inserted in the front, which is our Windows operating system. I know I'm inserting Windows operating system, and I'm actually inserting Windows 10 because I want to take advantage of the DirectX 12 for the processor. You want to take advantage of as much power that you insert it inside this computer tower, so when you're gaming, you have no problems, right? So I'm actually going to pick the second option, which is the SanDisk Cruiser, and we're going to hit enter. And it's gonna reboot, and it's gonna say press any key to boot from the USB. Awesome, look at that Windows operating system logo. Woo, awesome. I was pushing myself to get this build up and running as soon as possible, and the reason why is because Windows 10 is not gonna be free pretty soon, and I wanna take advantage of that free entitlement license. So, because July 29th is the last day that Microsoft is providing Windows for free, okay? So I am definitely going to take advantage of it. So we are going to go next, and we are going to go install. Awesome. I'm going to take the entire hard drive as my primary operating system. I'm not going to partition anything. And the reason why, again, guys, I'm going to be inserting a solid state drive pretty soon, which is going to be a follow-up video, like an upgrading your rig. And most likely I'm going to upgrade the Evo from Cooler Monster to something a little better, maybe a liquid cooler. Depends on how well this guy works, because right now it is super silent, can't hear anything. So I do not have a product key, and I don't have a product key, so I'm gonna hit I don't have a product key. I'm gonna do Pro. Awesome. And I am going to accept the license agreement. We're gonna hit next. We want to do a custom install only advanced. And look at that, boof, right? Automatically, it partitions everything. Windows 10 is automatically gonna partition everything for you. Right now, you see the partition 1, which is your USB. You have allocated space, which is the hard drive, which is what we want. And the rest of the stuff is what, like the OEM reserve, the system stuff, you know, keep that stuff as is. We're gonna pick the biggest one, which is right here. We're gonna hit enter. And that's it. We're installing an operating system. I am super excited that this machine is getting up and running. Again, the last thing that you guys need to do is, if you guys have a different motherboard that you're not, if you have a different motherboard other than me, like the Gigabyte 170X UD3, if you have an MSI or whatever model that you have, go to the site, get the latest and greatest drivers, update the BIOS. Make sure that this machine has all the Windows 10 operating system updates. Please make sure, because when you're playing video games, all of a sudden you get an update. Why? Because you didn't push out these updates first. What else? BIOS, Windows, graphics processor. Again, if whatever graphics processor model that you guys have, go to the site, get the latest and greatest operating system drivers that support this machine. And that's it, guys, for this VR system ready build under $800. Leave comments right below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.